Hello everyone, welcome to Milesight. I'm your host Jessica. In this webinar, today's presentation will provide an overview of Milesight, the company, the products, technologies, and our target industries, and what we can expect with the iBox kits for serving IoT projects. And finally, you will get a time-limited offer. It moves pretty fast, so hang on. And who we are. First of all, about Milesight. 2022 marks Milesight's 11th anniversary, so we have been around a while. As an engineering and manufacturing AIoT company, we design, develop, and manufacture data communication equipment for the IoT. The R&D and manufacture capability offered us complete control and flexibility, so we can do custom manufacturing, and we have a very highly trained workforce. ISO 9001 certifications. And so why Milesight? I think there are three main reasons. Number one, superior product quality. Number two, professional service. And number three, technology innovation. We have a very experienced service team, which does great with our customers. And we love to work with distributors, solution providers, system integrators, and to help them identify not only their technology requirements, but also help them to get necessary support in this ecosystem to build up comprehensive end-to-end solutions. And we have a history of innovation, such as combining the service, combining the surveillance technology into LoRaWAN, to monitor the meeting rooms, to monitor the space occupancy, while protecting staff privacy in any public places. And we have a history of innovation, and we plan to continue that. We do have target markets, vertical industries, which are enterprise such as indoor air quality, space utilization, complex conditions in building management, and agriculture, smart city, and industry 4.0. And in the LoRa technology, the first product I'd like to talk about is our UG67. This is an outdoor industrial-level LoRaWAN gateway with IP67 protection rating for the harsh external environments, and it can be used in the Helium ecosystem as a full minor gateway. The next product is our UG65. This is our workforce gateway, has a built-in network server, and configured with the variety of backhaul connections. It retained almost all the functions in UG67, such as the Node-RED gateway fleet, and this once again, it also has that Helium-compliant firmware inside of it. And Milesight UG3, this is a mini gateway for LoRa technology, and it offers that deep coverage in difficult-to-reach areas, deep into the buildings and super big warehouse. This is an interior-only product, cannot be used on the outside, cannot be used as a Helium miner. And our first LoRaWAN sensor product, this is our AM103 and 103 Lite. They are economic ambience monitoring sensors with three fundamental measurements only. The user-friendly design, something like that, through the emoji, through the LED color to identify whether the air is polluted or not. And batteries are replaceable and longer lifetime, up to 4 years if you don't need that screen. And AM104, 107, again, they are applying to indoor environmental applications as well. Their smart e-ink screen make them apart. And construction of VOC, carbon dioxide, temperature, humidity, and so on, they are all visible on that screen. And AM307, AM319, they are the most advanced ambience monitoring sensors for IAQ monitoring in our portfolio, with bigger screen, with longer battery lifetime, with more monitoring parameters and user-friendly features, emoji and LED indicators, they are all supported. And workplace, the workplace series, they are ideal fit for the smart office applications to meet the frustrations that we are going to run through almost every day, such as the space low utilization, the outdated lighting control, the people counting with privacy concerns, something like that. And EM300, EM500 series, they are mainly used for the environment monitoring, such as the buildings, such as the city agriculture related aspects. And Milesight UC300 controller. This is the conventional sensor to LoRaWAN network bridge. Easy to set up, very rich interfaces, interior-only product with which has that cellular LTE, cellular LTE 4G connectivity options as well. So besides LoRa, if you are looking for the cellular controllers, this is the ideal fit. And the next product is also the Milesight controller UC500 series. So you have the solar panel version or the built-in battery version, which can be worked in any harsh environment. And if you want to connect with legacy sensors or conventional sensors, its feature-rich interfaces can bring the LoRaWAN network into your existing infrastructure very quickly. And Milesight UC510, the solenoid valve controllers. This is a rugged product, as solenoid valves and pulse meters can be connected for the smart irrigation or for the remote watering. So it's used in a lot of agriculture applications. Now let's talk about enabling software, starting with Milesight D2D, device to device. This enables the direct communication among Milesight LoRaWAN end nodes without a LoRaWAN gateway involved, providing security and enabling the task execution at edge for reduced latency. And next software product we are going to review is the Milesight IoT Cloud. It's a cloud-based application server that hosted on AWS for managing and displaying the collected data from Milesight LoRaWAN end nodes. So you can choose the server location in Singapore, in Germany, or in China to store your data securely. It charges a license fee indeed according to the number of managed sensors. And next software, the Milesight Device Hub, is a cloud-based or on-premise tool set for managing the Milesight LoRaWAN gateways or cellular routers. It does the firmware upgrade, debugging for all routers and gateway series from Milesight. So from Milesight comprehensive portfolio, you can easily choose a preferred LoRaWAN sensor or gateway or controller and paired software to build up an IoT solution. Now we are starting to talk about all the benefits of LoRaWAN. And if you are not a LoRaWAN adopter, if you are not on the path to a connected product, I think it's the time to start, It's the right time for rolling out. LoRaWAN is a low-power spread spectrum network technology. Its advantage is that if you communicate over very long distance at very low power consumptions, the battery-powered devices can up to 10 years without service, and is a bidirectional communication. LoRaWAN devices can be deployed wirelessly throughout buildings of all kinds, to gather and distribute data. Devices don't link to any fixed infrastructure, so they are easy to install and relocate. And don't forget the deep penetration capability of LoRa. So communication through the dense walls, through the elevator shafts or basements is outstanding. And as there are so many advantages and benefits of using LoRa, why there are still have about 30% deployment initiatives fail in the proof of concept phase, according to an investigation. And those people said that technical challenges and complexity of IoT prevent them from moving forward. and I couldn't agree more. Obviously, the technology, the integration challenge, is one side of the coin. So if you are a solution provider or you are a field service provider and you want to have a LoRaWAN product or LoRaWAN based service and start to make a digital transformation journey, these are just so many layers of that network stack to make the solution happen, such as the data sensing level, such as the internet access level, the network level, and the final data visualization level. Or you can slice and dice them into more layers, like the security layers, joint server layers, etc. And sometimes it looked easy on the surface, or maybe it was just marked as easier on the surface than what you would finally actually find. And that's why so many projects get stuck in trying to integrate all the different layers of a stack. So that's the challenge. Milesight as a vendor, as a supplier, is working really hard to remove the complexity, to simplify it through the standard devices and paired software, and taking away the friction of connecting these different layers together. That's what we are doing now. And more importantly, another big challenge in IoT is the customers. They are not really able to solve the ROI, return of investment. So again, the onus is on us to really do the proof of value process in such a way that the bosses, the CEOs, they can really justify that. There are certain things we don't control, like the internal organization things, of course, but on the business model side and on the ROI, we can help build a business model that's very welcoming to the end users. For example, adding hundreds of sensors could require the networking upgrades and additional storage capacity, or the security layers, and other costly elements that could easily be overlooked at the onset of the project. So not only their technology stack that needs we can help, also we can bring in the ecosystem partners to help as well. And we advise customers to identify early on where they will need partners. The biggest ROI kicks in not from checking assets or not from measuring the environment only, but from optimizing this process in light of the data they create. And we have innovated in a couple of ways. On the hardware side, we have put a set of sensors, gateway for LoRaWAN adopters to get started with, even get a pilot very, very quickly, not having to worry about a lot of separate components that you need to buy from a dozen different vendors. And if you want to prove out your business case, the return of investment, then you can believe that you could get data from these physical environment sensors, such as the temperature, humidity, air quality, space occupancy, things like that, and integrate that data into application like Milesight IoT Cloud or your own monitoring platform that you could prove business value. That would help in your own digital transforming journey with your service company or with your other equipment. And for the distributors, resellers, solution providers, and any other type of partners in this LoRaWAN ecosystem, such as the network server service providers, they can display expertise to their customers with live demonstrations with this iBox kit and help end users access LoRaWAN world in the easiest way. Yeah, that's the Milesight iBox kit. It really integrates our most popular LoRaWAN sensors with our LoRaWAN gateway, along with the built-in network server and Milesight IoT Cloud that really allows somebody without any engineering or integration skills or staffing to make it work. And it's the best tool to walk you access this LoRa IoT world and address the ROI issues more clearly. So we offer a variety of options to self-install your services in the most popular application scenarios, such as the indoor air quality, the smart office, and the smart building. And each kit package comes with everything you need to quickly and easily set up your devices and activate your services as well. And more importantly, you can take out any one of those components. This is not a proprietary end solution, It's a all open architecture, something like if you want to add other third parties' LoRaWAN sensors into the system, you could do so. If you wanted to replace the Milesight IoT cloud server with a public application server or your own private server, again, you could easily do it. This is all meant to get you out of the box and prove that business value gives you the maximum flexibility. Now let's talk about something about the indoor air quality. COVID-19 definitely provides the importance of IAQ. Many studies suggest it's an idea to maintain an indoor humidity between 40 to 60%. Otherwise, the dry and cool air may create the highest risk conditions for the airborne spread of COVID-19. And fresh and clean air driven by the good ventilation can definitely lower that risk. But many people get used to some quick fixes and low-tech solutions to refresh the air, something like opening the window and cycling indoor air by the HVAC system. These strategies, they are so easy to manage, but lead to higher power consumption, and sometimes comfort takes a hit. Some parents are complaining about their children studying in the freezing classrooms with open windows. And now we have to pump fresh air into the buildings more frequently than ever before to compensate for the inability of the most filtration systems to filter the virus particles from the air. And how can we know that the sufficient fresh air is circulating? How can we know that the classroom has sufficient fresh air? And how can we know the filtering mechanism is well filtering air? I think we need a proxy in this case. And most HVAC systems are installed in the bare office buildings, where are outfitted with offices and meeting rooms or the partitions. In reality, airflows can be completely different from what was originally accounted for in design. So taking all of this into account, by monitoring the main risk factors, the concentration of carbon dioxide, relative humidity, and the PM 2.5, things like that, the building owners, facility managers, they can easily identify where is the hot spots, where is the risk area of the COVID-19 because of the poor ventilation and ambient room conditions. So this serious situation has sparked new investment in the air quality devices and driven many customers to consider the new strategies, new solutions to improve the air quality in their surrounding environment. For example, about 60%, 95% of the real estate executives are already planning a new investment in the air quality related sensors and analytics to get new visibility on the air quality. And when the collected data be used to alert occupants of the high-risk areas or to provide feedback on the HVAC equipment performance, or to optimize the energy usage by ventilation used space only, when all of this be realized through the air quality sensors, I think facility managers, they can successfully minimize the transmission risks. And without a further ado, here is the Milesight iBox Indoor Air Quality Kit. It's a LoRa-based solution that meets the requirements such as easy and quick wireless installation, integration with BMS systems, and linkage capability, very less maintenance because of the battery power design. It also provides intuitive analytical tool to understand performance of critical IAQ parameters. And with the same tool, you can predict exceedance of the concentration. Beyond the concentration range, you get alarm quickly. And if you are OEM vendors, system integrators, or network server application server providers, then you can fully make use of this kit to simplify the process of evaluating a LoRaWAN network. As I just mentioned, you can take out any one of these components easily. And for the occupants, such as students, school staff, officials, employees, this IAQ solution can create a healthy environment when they stay inside, and then it will change the operating culture, change the business model. For example, students and staff, they will take corrective action when the gas concentration exceeds the range settings. In the mandates, the government, they will know whether other resources are needed to address the nationwide IAQ issues. And something like that, to install more fans, or install more air conditionings, or adjust the ventilation frequency. Anyway, they can make scientific decision based on this kind of scientific data. And now we are seeing a lot of changes in the schools. Schools have struggled with a safe environment. In some ways, what was safe wasn't really safe unless there was a screen, there was a dashboard where there could be monitoring and engagement and focus. So here is a real case from the island of Man in UK. Our LoRaWAN-based IAQ sensors have been installed in Macs, that schools, almost each classroom, to make sure students can concentrate properly. And these sensors are connecting with the public LoRaWAN network on that island to transmit data and reach to the faraway monitoring center. I think there's a very good article on it by BBC News that goes with more details if you are interested. And I think that's just one of the many cases we have successfully deployed for the education facilities. And here is another important case that's ongoing, in Canadian schools. The Ministry of Education in Quebec, they were facing the same issues like the security, reliability, low maintenance, and easy of deployment when they evaluate the new IAQ monitoring solutions. And considering all of these elements, it seemed obviously LoRaWAN is the right solution. Until now, 47,000 units sensors and more than 2,000 units of gateways have been bundled and deployed. And a web application has been developed where all the users can interact with the data. The live and historical data, tendencies analysis, threshold alerts, and reporting are all features part of the solution. And all users can be notified when and where the flash air is needed. And of course, with all of this measurement, suppose if we continually monitoring the carbon dioxide, the humidity, or PM 2.5 levels within a classroom and remain the measurement results within the recommended ranges, then can we 100% guarantee that we will be COVID-19 free? I think the answer is no. It cannot, because what it can offer you is let you create a strategy and perhaps some very simple operational changes, very unique settings to each classroom that will help you reduce the risks that the occupants face whenever and wherever they are inside. And when we stay inside in an office, the indoor air quality is one of the factors that greatly affect our health. And besides that, our productivity, our efficiency can be influenced by some other factors and issues such as the room occupancy, the adequate illuminance, and so on. And about workplace frustration, I think we have discussed it many times. Then, through this perfect chance, we moved our headquarters, the headquarters moving. We resolved to adjust them through our own devices and solutions. Let's see how the IoT helped Milesight team create a more efficient and sustainable environment in our new office building. And before we get our hands into this, we did some research, did some interview with our colleagues, with my teammates, and ask, what's your ideal conditions, or what's your ideal expectations for workplace? And many teammates asked, is there enough light? Is it secure enough, as there are several entrances and exits of the building? Can I find a viable meeting room easily? Can I control the window blinds to filter or block out the sunlight even without getting up? Even some colleagues from the admin department want help to easier their facility management works. So things like that, one-touch request to control multiple operations, one-to-many operations. Just click a button and several electronic devices can be controlled at once. And turning on or turning off all the sprinklers systems or HVAC system or the lights on each floor simultaneously. Of course, we want to have some accurate real-time data that would help us understand, know when and why to do so. So the data collection, data analyzing is very important. So we started an IoT day in Milesight. Since the UG67, the outdoor gateway was pre-installed on the roof of the building already. So the first step was to find the right sensors from our portfolio and install them at suitable positions. And so luckily, we have the right products to satisfy the aforementioned demands, such as the magnetic contact switch for the small but very important storage room, the smart button in meeting rooms, the PIR and light sensor on the corridor, the smart SIM panel in big conference center, and also in order to know the meeting room's status while protecting users' privacy, the VS121 AI workplace occupancy sensor is chosen. So here you can find is our UG67 outdoor gateway and smart button and this magnetic contact switch and our smart SIM panel with 6 different panels and our AI workplace occupancy sensor in each meeting room and PIR and light sensor here on the corridor. As most of the sensors are battery powered and wirelessly connected, so deployment was so easy. And with the sensors properly installed, and after a very easy registration process on the built-in network server of our LoRaWAN gateway, information started to flow. So we were doing very good. And we set up the sensors to send data every 20 minutes, which we believe is the right balance between battery saving and information accuracy. But here I want to talk a little bit about our smart button. To turn the whole office into a smart office, we connected the motorized window shades into the LoRaWAN network through the RS485, the serial interface on our UC300 IoT controller. Then it can send a command to turn on or turn off the shades in the same network. As we just mentioned, Milesight D2D protocol can realize the direct communication among LoRaWAN antennas without gateway involved. So the UC300 can be triggered by the smart button sensor. Very quickly, almost no latency via the Milesight D2D protocol. Then when all of these settings done, we short press the smart button and pull down the shade automatically. We long press it, the shade pull up, and double press that button, stop the shade where it is. Again, there's no LoRaWAN involved in this trigger action. Smart button and UC300 controller, they are communicating directly. So here, the smart button WS101, it works like the Milesight D2D controller device here, and our UC300 IoT controller, it works like the Milesight D2D agent device. So it receives command from the smart button and generate output signal to control the motorized window shade. And our office administrator also wants to control multiple devices simultaneously, or they want to switch from one mode to another mode quickly. Something like they can set up the holiday mode and business day mode and the meeting room mode or the meeting over mode. So they want to switch from one mode to another mode, and we installed. To achieve that, we installed our smart SIM panel in our conference center, where we have so many lines, we have so many electrical devices or equipments. So through the Milesight D2D protocol, the smart SIM panel works as a controller to control the agent devices, such as the smart portable socket and the light on and off panels. Now, just a few taps away, our office admin can switch off the electric equipment, such as the fans, lights, microphones, computers, projectors, before she leaves the office every day. So here you can find our smart SIM panel. It works like a controller device, and through the Milesight D2D protocol, it sends commands to this kind of agent device, the portable plug and socket, and light on and off panel. And there are some other electronic devices are physically connected with this kind of agent device. So once the agent device received command from the controller, it will generate output to turn on and turn off those kind of electric devices simultaneously. And we also have, we totally have 47 meeting rooms, big or small, totally in our building. And we want to have some accurate real-time data about their usage. So found someone with a steady hand to install our AI workplace occupancy sensor on the ceiling of all meeting rooms. Took a little bit time, but was not difficult. And this product, the VS121 AI workplace occupancy sensor, it is an innovator because it's the first sensor that integrates LoRaWAN tag, video tag, and deep learning technology together to detect the object's motion while also protects your privacy. And unlike other PIR motion sensor that only tells you the room occupied or room available, just the two status, this VS121 AI workplace occupancy sensor can also count people and let you know how many people are staying there. But we can't know the information directly from this installed sensors directly. So it was, I think it was time to get best out of those LoRaWAN payloads. And Milesight IoT Cloud was going to help us. Creating a dashboard on Milesight IoT Cloud is one of the most exciting parts of these office use cases, and we had a very good time doing it. As a result, we can easily check the room status, the space utility, the entrance security, and how they change, especially as we carry out actions such as switching on and off the lights or letting some fresh air into the building or find another unoccupied meeting room in another floor. Everything becomes so easy. And you can even create rules to make sure you get notifications by email or by mobile push when something remarkable happens, even sending a downlink to other devices or actuators. For example, we finally set up some triggers, some rules that would notify us when the door opened at midnight. Then turn on the nearby lights directly. And taking the real value out of the data that we are receiving, and being able to put that to good use is the best way to really see and realize how companies can benefit from the LoRaWAN technology. And in our case, we found particularly useful the option to integrate with our workplace system where we are communicating with other teammates, sharing the documents, and also booking the meeting rooms and managing the rooms. Then finally, from the meeting room utilization rate, attendees number, and with this related data, we can better improve our productivity in the future. So to give you a hand, start building your own private LoRaWAN smart workplace application. We are happy to offer the end-to-end iBox co-work kit. It includes all the devices and the tools that are installed in Milesight Office to report insights from multiple wireless LoRaWAN sensors. The office admin, facility managers, they care about the cost containment, the investment, the space utilization efficiency, privacy protection, and improved employees' comfort. So this brings together a target mix of LoRa-capable sensors and an easy-to-deploy LoRaWAN network by including a pre-provisioned UG63 mini LoRaWAN gateway that is already pre-provisioned, so it's a plug-and-play. And paired with our intuitive dashboard of the Milesight IoT Cloud, you can enable to access critical workplace information using the customized data utilization and the notifications. And the last scenario we are going to discuss is the smart building. I think if nothing new, as buildings are getting smarter and smarter for the last 40 years through development of the building management system. But generally, the building management systems are hardwired. They are coming with cables. When you want to update them, when you want to modify them, you may face some challenges. For example, it's very expensive to install some sensors, or hard to expand the coverage, even harder to add new functionalities like monitoring the air, personal safety, room usage, something like that. It's very difficult to upgrade or combine from other systems. But luckily, the wireless technology comes around at the right time to figure out ways to make the retrofitting cost-effective and easy. In particular, LoRa technology allows placing the battery-powered devices almost anywhere in the building, and due to its ability to transmit through the thick walls and penetrate concrete and material or metal materials, is ideally suited for the building use cases. And combined with the cloud-based computing for the data analytics and machine learning, those all contributed to the construction of the smart building. And one of the earliest protocols used was something called BACnet, which primarily around HVAC industry but now it has been extended to other application scenarios like the lighting, like the security. You can find this BACnet protocol. And there are really two different approaches to integrate LoRa into an existing environment. So the picture in the above is the first approach, BACnet over LoRaWAN. Then LoRaWAN serves as the data channel to the control applications. It's very easy to implement, as no changes to the BACnet protocol, as no additional changes to the network or BACnet-enabled devices. And the second approach is to deploy LoRaWAN as a complementary network, focusing on integration with the BMS system. And I don't want to spend too much time on technical details today. So if you are interested, please leave your message or drop your email, and later our technicians will follow up your concerns. Now I'd like to specially introduce the UC300 controller, IoT controller, for the in-building scenarios. It provides the extensibility to replace the wired connection to LoRaWAN wireless communication. As we just mentioned, in building management system, many wired sensors or equipment are still being used, such as the power meters, water meters, the fans, or some other appliances. Then this UC300 controller is LoRaWAN compatible and is with built-in multiple industrial interfaces, the input or output interfaces, to connect to the legacy, to the conventional equipment through its analog input or digital output or the serial port, S232 to S485 interfaces, to switch the existing conventional systems to smart LoRaWAN applications. It also bridges Modbus data between serial port and Ethernet port via the LoRaWAN. And it can be easily and quickly configured by the NFC port, and is also DC powered. Many customers agree that it's the cost-effective to reduce the difficulty and expenses to set up the wired connection and prevent the wire from broken and aging. Now is our water leak sensor. Literally, the spot leak detection sensor is designed to prevent water damage in a refined area. If you are worried about the water leak that caused by the heavy rainy weather or caused by the tear and wear of the pipes, then you can easily deploy this sensor in any water-sensitive places in a building, such as in the washrooms, server rooms, data centers, and so on. So this LoRaWAN-based water leak detection sensor can help you keep an eye on it. The very interesting case I'd like to share is from our Hong Kong customer, is the trash and water leak management in a residential building. Our end user is a property management company in Hong Kong. They were facing the different kind of problems while collecting the waste. Like they have to continuous checking of the trash bin status to remove all the waste at a certain time, regardless of the empty or full status. And common areas, waste bins, garbage rooms within that residential building must be cleaned by water, but water leaks from a broken faucet or from a leaky pipe will be a big deal. When the water seeps into an elevator pit or spread to the tenants. So that's a very big deal. And our solution from our side is quickly estimated. It includes the smart water leak detection sensor, smart bin sensor, and indoor LoRaWAN gateway. And here you can find topology. Sensors generate and send the warning message to the cleaning staff via the Milesight IoT Cloud on mobile app. And when the waste bin is full or almost full, so the garbage can be collected immediately. The LoRaWAN gateway is lying on a shelf at a higher position to provide signal coverage widely. So we found a single gateway could maintain made an acceptable signal strength placed for every 3 or 4 stories in your building. And some other kind of sensors like the magnetic contact switch and indoor ambience monitoring sensors are evaluating as well to expand IoT applications in buildings. Now, if you have in-building applications, if you want to retrofit building into LoRaWAN network, if you want to build up a private LoRaWAN network in building, this Milesight iBox Smart Building Kit, it won't let you down. And the included gateway UG65 can cover multiple stories. If it's a middle-sized building, 2 gateways should be enough. And this kit will benefit the whole types of building. For a new building, LoRaWAN solution can monitor the structural health directly by wireless sensors. And we just handle the installation once and then leave it alone. And for the old buildings, integrators, they can simply integrate the LoRaWAN network to the existing BMS system via the backnet and connect the legacy devices, conventional devices, to LoRaWAN through our UC300 controller, the IoT controller. Alright, so to recap, today we have introduced 3 different kinds of iBox kits for the indoor air quality, for the co-work office utilization, and for the smart building retrofitting. Now let's meet some special time-limited offers. They automatically scaffold your application with sensors, gateways, network servers, and visualization. The need on the intuitive dashboards finally for further analysis. So the IAQ iBox package. Here you have the multiple choices. You can select the basic models like the AM103 with or without screen to monitor temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide levels, very basic monitoring. Or you have another choice to choose the advanced models like the AM307 and AM319 with bigger screen to measure more unhealthy gases, like the PM2.5, PM10, TVOC, formaldehyde, ozone. Of course, the indoor version LoRaWAN gateway UG63 with the built-in network server and with Wi-Fi PoE is included. And the 12-month license-free Milesight IoT Cloud with Pro 1 level permission is available as well. And please don't miss the USB card. It's a 16 gigabit and has all the iBox related marketing materials like the video, like the solutions, like the company file. And also you can get leaflet from this USB card as well. So it definitely covers your marketing needs. And here is the iBox co-work kit for the workplace applications. It contains the smart button sensor, space occupancy and people counting sensor, magnetic contact switch, PIR and light sensor, as well as the smart scene panel. 1 unit of each are coming by default. And again, the same function UG63 gateway and Milesight IoT Cloud are available in this package as well as the USB card. And what unique in this smart building kit is the UG65 gateway with external antennas to provide stronger LoRaWAN signal for data transmission across multiple stories in a building. And smart button AM103 fundamental ambience monitoring sensor, magnetic contact switch, smart water leak detection sensor, and IoT controller unit. These are what you can expect, you can get in this package. The marketing USB card, Milesight IoT Cloud are coming as part of standard. Okay, so I think that's all for today's presentation. Now for your if you like this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to your YouTube channel and follow us on the Facebook for more product introduction like this. So thanks very much for watching this video, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.